Guten Tag, liebe Schüler und Schülerinnen. Heute lernen wir Adjektivendungen. Today we are going to learn adjective endings, and we've already talked about some adjective endings, but we're going to expand that today. So we have talked about adjective endings that that follow an ein word. First, what is an ein word? Ein word is mein, dein, kein. Those are all considered ein words, okay? And we also said that in the we said that ein words, and in the plural, when the ein is missing, follows the same pattern as the der, die, das. We have the same kinds of endings. So we have for der, we have er. For die, we have e. For das, we have es. And for the plural, we have the e again. Now, there's some pretty intricate charts out there for adjective endings, and I feel that it's kind of difficult to learn those. So here is a little simplified version of learning adjective endings. So we have 3 rules. Look at the article in front of your adjective. Does that article reflect the gender, and may I add, the case of the noun that it modifies? In other words, is it a clear der, die, and das in the nominative, or eine? If that is true, then all you have to add is an e to your adjective. And I'm going to tell you why. The purpose of the adjective ending is to reflect the gender and the case of your noun that is being modified. So if we already have a clear designation of the gender here, then we don't need that. Okay? Keep in mind, this works for all D words, and we'll talk about a little bit more about what D words are in a minute. And only works for eine, the feminine singular form. Okay? So what if the gender is not reflected? So if I have an ein in front of it, or no article at all, well, then we need to put something on the adjective that reflects the gender. And this is how we do it. We have in the nominative, we just take what we did before. We learned that actually, the er, ees, in the plural, in the nominative, changes from er to en. In the accusative, everything else stays the same, and just as you might have guessed, we use the dem, der, dem, den endings from our definite articles and stick them at the end of the adjective in the dative. So this is pretty simple because this is stuff that you really kind of already know. Now let's take a look at what if there's anything that does not fall into that category, and there are plenty of cases that don't fall into that category. Guess what? Very, very simple. Add an en. Okay? So I encourage you to go back to the first one, and then to the second one, and to the third one, and to really think about how this works out and how it's really rather logical to just have these 3 rules. Okay. And for those of you that love charts, here are the charts. After ein words, you have the following endings. Let me point out again, ein words are ein, mein, and kein. And mein includes the whole list of possessives, mein, dein, sein, and so on. Okay? And you can pause it if you need to. Nach der Wörtern, after der words, we have these endings. Okay, and then you can pause it and think about the 3 steps that I have given you, the 3 rules that I've given you, and how these apply in those charts. Want to point out that a der word is not just der and der, die, das, but also jeder, every, welcher, which, and dieser, this. Okay? And here are the endings that we have for adjectives that are not preceded. There is no article in front of it. Pretty simple here. Okay? Und das war's für heute. Tschüss, bis zum nächsten Mal.